I'm Allie Cartwright, and this is Q and Allie. You've got questions, and I've got insight. And this week, we are talking about befriending your biggest bully. I'm not talking about that kid on the playground in second grade. I'm not talking about that jealous and competitive coworker that you've had to deal with. I am talking about you. Chances are, you are the number one bully in your life for yourself. And it's really, it's so common, which is why I feel comfortable making the generalization that everybody watching this video probably is really mean to themselves. Because we are trained from birth that, we're not supposed to be like really narcissistic and in love with ourselves, and we should be humble and modest. And hey, being humble and modest, really great things in the right context, but it's gotten really skewed in our culture how we view it. Like, you're not allowed to like yourself, or you're seen as being self-centered. And honestly, self-centered really shouldn't even be a negative term, because if you aren't taking care of yourself, if you aren't really, making sure that you are doing all you can do to be your best self, then you're not putting as much good into the world as you could be. So, how selfish is that to not be self-centered? So, obviously, there are ways that you can be negatively self-centered, narcissistic, blah, 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 blah. But the constant just self-immolation and self-degradation, it's really, really sad, because it does so much damage on a constant basis, really, especially to your subconscious mind. So this week, I want you guys to really take a look at how you talk to yourself. Take a look at the jokes you make about yourself. Really notice the subconscious truths that bubble up when you think about yourself. And just the first step really is being aware of your inner dialogue. And what comes out of your mouth regarding yourself is so key in beginning to reframe it. So this can take a lot of different forms, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the types of self-harm that we do that we don't really think of as being self-harm. So, it's easy to be like, oh, well, I don't want to feel like I'm better than anyone else. And it's not about being better than people. It's about recognizing that we all can be freaking awesome in our own ways. And the way that you are awesome is completely different from the way that someone else is awesome. Because if we were all the same, holy crap, how much trouble would we be in? It's so vital for there to be this huge plethora of different personalities and interests and everything. It's so great. So really, it's about how awesome we all are, not about how you're so much more awesome than anyone else. So let's take a look at our meditation moment for this week. Now, this meditation moment is all about taking the time to really ingrain some positive self-talk into your subconscious, to really give yourself a new perspective to focus on regarding yourself, because it's so autopilot to put ourselves down on a constant basis. And especially with the whole personal growth market of like putting yourself down and being like, I have so much work I have to do on myself. And we all have a ton of work we have to do on ourselves, you guys, but it's not really about thinking you're not great because you have this work to do. It's a journey. You're always going to have work to do. You're not like in a destination to become a great person. You are a great person, and you're going to learn and grow and keep being a great person and being, you know, more and more of your best self. So the meditation, what you do is you settle into your meditation, and then first you bring to mind something that you appreciate about your appearance. It can be anything. For me, it's my nose is my automatic thought. I really love my nose, and which I've always thought was kind of funny because that's something women are really not supposed to like on themselves, is their nose. Nose jobs were such a huge thing when I was growing up. Oh my goodness. I mean, I think they're still a huge thing, but they were a huge thing when I was in school. And I never understood it. I love my nose. So you bring to mind something about your appearance that you can appreciate, and then really pay attention to how that appreciation feels. Notice where in your body you feel it, and notice what emotions come along with it. And just bask in it. It's really nice to just sit and bask in those positive feelings and notice those physical sensations that accompany those positive feelings. So then the next one is you're going to pay attention to something, or bring to mind. Okay. So the next one is going to be bringing to mind something you appreciate about your personality. Whatever comes to mind first is usually the best choice to go with. So again, just start to notice how it feels to appreciate that aspect of your personality. Notice how you experience that appreciation in your body, what other emotions accompany it. Just get really curious about it and bask in that freedom and that enjoyment, because it is so good. And then you just do the same thing for the next one, which is your habits. And then, bring to mind a positive habit you have that you think really serves you, and appreciate the fact that you have that as a habit. And then lastly, for the positive ones, you're going to bring to mind something you appreciate having as a hobby, something you enjoy doing. So, if you like reading, or if you like watching TV, if that brings you a lot of pleasure, that can be a hobby. If you enjoy crocheting, like me, I love crocheting. Or if hiking is your job. I'm listing things I like other than the TV. I mean, I do watch TV, but it's not a hobby. So just growing that appreciation, growing that awareness of how you experience that appreciation, and leaning into those feelings is so good. Then for the last one, you're going to bring to mind something that you belittle yourself about, a complaint you have about yourself. And then you're going to reframe it. For example, one of the big things that comes to mind for me is, Allie, you're such a perfectionist. Ugh. And okay, that's pretty harsh. So to reframe that, quality work is important to me. Doing a good job is important to me. I take a lot of pride in my effort, and those are all positive things. And now, obviously, you don't want to be blind to where you need to grow. It's not about turning a blind eye to that. So if you feel like you need to put the emphasis on how you're growing, that is really good too. So something like, I use my perfectionism I use my high standards for myself to learn and grow all the time. My desire to be better helps me to reach higher. Things like that. Just reframe find a way to put it in a positive light, because beating yourself up doesn't do anything good for you. It really doesn't. Now, for our mindful moment this week, I just want you to start to make an effort to pay attention to your inner dialogue as you're going about your day. Notice the harsh judgments and criticisms that you put upon yourself, and just be aware of them. That's the first step. Once you're aware of it, then you're not blindly accepting it as truth. And when you're just thinking these things and not paying attention and allowing them to be these autopilot thoughts, then you are accepting them as your truth. And it's so sad to me, because you don't deserve that. You know, it's a common thing to think of, like, would you say that to your kid or to a beloved friend, things like that. And it's really a good way to think about it, because you deserve every bit of love and compassion that you would ever give to someone else. Every bit of love and compassion that you would be willing to give to someone else, you deserve from yourself. Okay? So just take some time to set the intention. Like, I'm going to notice my inner dialogue. I'm going to become aware of it. I'm going to just really notice the things that I say to myself so that I can begin to rewrite that script. And then finally, our mantra moment for this week is, I am exactly who I need to be in this moment. I am exactly who I need to be in this moment. Am I perfect? Nope. What is perfect? I'm learning, I'm growing, and that is the whole point. I'm serious. It's, as far as I'm concerned, that is the meaning of life. Learning and growing, learning and growing. That is what we are here to do. So I don't need to be this amazingly perfect human being that frankly doesn't exist. I just need to keep working on being the absolute best version of myself I can be. And you know, I don't even want to call it work. I need to keep embracing the best version of myself that I can be. Oh, that sounds so much better, doesn't it? See how powerful words really, really are? I mean, we all know that, or most of us know, that you can help the health of a houseplant by talking to it. Your tone and your words, the vibration of it really, really, really affects the cells, the energetic vibration of those plants. And the same thing happens to humans, which is why when someone is vibing at you in a negative way, it can bring you down. So quit vibing at yourself in a negative way. Just embrace how truly amazing and miraculous you are. And even if you are feeling like you are just a huge old mess right now, I promise there are billions of absolutely incredible, incredible things about you that you can focus on. And when you choose to build yourself up, guess what? It builds you up into a better person. So good. All right, everyone. That is my advice for this week. Let's work on our inner dialogue and befriending the absolute best friend you could ever have, which is truly yourself. All right. Again, I'm Allie Cartwright. This is Q and Allie, and I hope that you are going to go out there this week and live fully, laugh lots, and love yourself.